All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are looking or watching this video. I'm making this video because I want to clearly define what a PIP is. This is one of the topics that sounds very simple, but many people have not grasped the understanding of it. The point of this video is to do three things. Number one is to make you understand that PIPs are relevant or relative to the different price feeds that there is. There are lots of different price feeds out there in the forex market. For example, we're going to use a USD card, just to cite an example. This is USD card on TradingView right now, and you can see we have many different price feeds. CMC Market, Wanda, FXCM, Forex.com, Pepperstone, IC Market, Capital.com, ICE, ACAP. We have many of them, right? Many price feeds. Now, you have to understand that each of these price feeds come with their own price representation. For example, on NZD/USD, this is Pepperstone, right? After the decimal point, we have five numbers. Maybe on Forex.com, they probably have just four numbers. But the point is to understand that when we have five numbers, you have to disregard the last number because the last number is considered to be is what is called a pipette. A pipette is an insignificant pip value. It has no, it's very little, almost zero. Let's just say absolutely no significance in the understanding of pip and pips calculation. My other objective in this video is to make you understand how to calculate these pips and how pairs like JPY works and gold works as well, right? So let's start from the top. Now, in the past, sorry, we can see that the market has moved. Take for example, from this point, we had a push down, and then we had another push up, basically, and then a push down, then another push up, and then a last leg, basically. So it's safe to say that the market has moved from this point to this point, this point to this point. That means that we've had a back and forth movement, and the market have generally moved from point A here to point B here, right? So we're going to name this point A, and then we name this point B. Now, as a forex trader, you have to understand, if someone tells you and asks you a question, how many pips have the market moved from this point to this point, you want to be able to give an answer. So the simplest way to do that is to give you an overview of how more long the market has moved. For example, we moved from here to this point. This is a short movement. We went down, right? How do you calculate this? The simplest way to calculate this is to find out the value first. So what value are we working with? This is the point, right? So when you click this, the value automatically shows or represents on the right side of the screen. So this point is 0.60780. Let's just write that down. Let's just write that down right here. So what point is that again? 0.6780. 0.6780. 0.6780. Right? And then we write the second value. We are calculating it down up to this level. So when you check that, this is basically 0.59592, right? 0.59592. Now your next question would be, out of these two values that you have just represented or you've already just typed out, which of them is the highest? Which of them has the highest value? Obviously it's this one, right? This is 0.6, this is 0.5. 6 is greater than 5, so obviously this has the highest value. Now what you want to do is to subtract the highest value, subtract the lowest value from the highest value, right? You can decide to take this entire value and just subtract it. One thing you have to keep in mind is that you disregard the last number, knowing that that's a pipette and it doesn't count. So only the first four. So 16027384. That's four numbers. Disregard the last one, and then you do subtraction, and then it gives you the value of the pip. There's an easy way to actually do this calculation, but this is the first way to do it, subtracting the lowest number from the highest number. Now, how do we, let's get our calculator out. This is the calculator app. Now, what's the first figure? 6078. 6078. Four numbers minus what? 59 59. 59 59. That's going to give us 119 pips, right? So it's safe to say that the market have moved from point A to point B, right? 119 pips. 119 pips. The easiest way to do that as well is to also, you can take a ruler like this and then basically toggle it on the line you're trying to, the place you're trying to calculate your pips from, and drag it all the way down to the point where the market has reached. So if you drag this up onto this level, it should be 119. You can see it there at this level. So 0.0119. We disregard the last number, so that makes it 119 pips. This is, ladies and gentlemen, how you calculate pip value. In my next video, I'm going to be telling you or giving you insights on how to calculate gold, and basically how your pip value can also determine your profit. I'm VIP, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.